not like performing a delicate brain surgery. Like I'm building a
Mhm.
software. Yes, it's cool. Yes, it helps people like close deals, helps people like build out great companies. But at the same time, like I need to not take something so seriously. And that's a hard thing to do because you
Really
live
hard.
so close to it, and you're like, oh, this is everything. This is so important. But in the grand scheme of things, you're like, okay, I'm not like this isn't I don't have a person's life in
Yeah.
my hands. And so like I
Yeah.
and like as horrible as that sounds sometimes, like I think it's important to remind yourself of that, or you're gonna freak out and not have a clear head. And so like knowing what
Yeah.
your escapes are, knowing that like, hey, what you're doing is important, but hey, like you're not, have a beating heart in your hands. And like the probably the third thing is to have like a plan, like to know, like like for me, like deadlines really work. Like I'm like, all right, I know in a month I want to be here with the company. I know in 2 months I want to be here, and like have that mapped out the next 3 months is
Yeah.
extremely helpful for me. And to know like what my OKRs are personally and with the company. I have co-founders, I always have. And so like if you need to vent, I know like I can do that with my co-founder. I've known him for a long time. So if you
Yeah.
do have co-founders, to make sure you trust them, because they're the person you probably call as much as like your partner. And
Sure.
if you do get in fights, which you will, to know like how that other person reacts to it. Like I've had many screaming matches with my co-founder where, it ends with like an FU, and then like you walk away, then an hour later, you're calling each other and you're like,
Yeah.
that got hot. And like, so it's almost like a brother or like a
Yeah.
sibling, I think is like important to like remember. I don't know, like that's always helped. Like